So Enzo Maresca has been overheard during preseason training with our players. We are going to dive into exactly what this means, what he exactly said to Nona Matalaki, and why this is very crucial for Chelsea and all our players that we have at this club currently. Because when we look back in our last couple of seasons we've had, yes, there's been different tactics, and I'm going to say tactics here because depending on who you're talking about, but there have been philosophies that have come and gone through this club. I think Enzo Maresca does make sense why we brought this player in. We're going to try to play some quick ball, very similar to Pep Guardiola, which again, that's up for debate if you actually enjoy how he plays football or if you want more attacking style. But really, it does make sense and what he is saying to his players, especially our wing players like Noni Matalaki, which we did see last season to be an issue every now and then. And again, I'm not just singling out Noni Matalaki. This happened to Raheem Sterling. I believe it probably happened to Cole Palmer a few times, if I'm not mistaken, as well. And obviously, it has happened to Mudryk as well. But let's look into what he exactly said here. So when we're looking at the Chelsea Chronicles, we're seeing Noni Matalaki in training here, and we're just going to scroll all the way down to the bottom so we can see exactly. But Maresca tells Matalaki to limit his touches. In a video, you can actually hear him saying this very loud and clear to Noni, saying, Noni, 2 touches. 3 touches is too many. And I agree. I think this is a very crucial thing when it comes to us playing very quick and very fast football because, like I said, it really does hone in on the idea that we need to only have 1 or 2 touches because the problem is when you take too many touches in a match, especially if you're trying to break down teams, when you take too long to actually start moving the ball around, those teams have the ability to take their defense and move it where it needs to be and reposition themselves. When you move the ball quickly onto the pitch and all around, it's very difficult for defenders to know exactly where they are. So again, if we have people in space and they're receiving the ball, the defense has to come towards and then they have to move the ball around, they have to drop back. But when they move up or move around, this creates these pockets of space which then you can utilize and have runners on top of that going inside. Well, like I said, with the players that we have, Mudryk, Raheem Sterling, Noni Matalaki, Cole Palmer, Enzo, and Cuckoo, Jackson, all these guys have the capability of doing this. But the problem is when you go so slow, the teams can see that and then back up or go to where they are and then overload that area too and win the ball back. Or again, we're just playing the ball in the back and not actually being very crucial with the ball itself when we have possession. Because last season, we had so many matches where, again, we had the higher amount percentage of possession in that game, but we had barely any attacking going on, and that was a key issue with Pochettino, and that could be a key issue again moving on to this season. But that all being said, like I said, we have to keep this ball moving quickly, and this is exactly what Enzo Maresca wants to see with his players. So him already telling Noni in preseason is a good indication that this guy is trying to get the best of this team right off the bat, not having them get back into their old habits where, again, they're taking a few touches, looking around, maybe taking a few more touches, and then finally playing ball. It's no, you get the ball, or even before you receive the ball, you almost know where you're going to be playing that ball before you actually get, because if that is the case, like I said, it makes it very difficult for teams to defend that because once they start shifting one way the ball's going, you play a ball again to another direction. Now they have to shift back. And again, when this happens, there's mishaps that will happen in defense. And like I said, with the capability and the talent that we have at this club, we have players that can find the back of net, and we have the capability of swinging balls in or again making those nice passes through balls to break down these lines and score goals. But like I said, if we don't play it quickly, this is where the issues will constantly keep happening. But like I said, I feel very good with Enzo Maresca with his play style, what he's going to be offering for this club because he has learned under Pep Guardiola. He has the systems that he wants. We obviously saw it last year with Leicester City. Now, granted, you could say it's a championship, whole different league itself, but the fact that they got 97 points and really just dominated that entire league really shows their worth and what he's actually capable of getting from these players. If he can get all the players on board, and especially keeping everyone healthy, which that's even another tactic on this, because the less touches you have to take, the less running you have to do, which therefore it's going to put less wear and tear on the muscles, and therefore also less wear and tear from maybe getting a tackle. So the fact is, this by itself can also keep a lot of our players healthy, and we all know how last season went with all our players, with all the injuries. Not just last season, we've had so many injuries the last, I don't know, 5, 6, 7 seasons. So therefore, again, this makes a huge difference for this club. And I think Enzo Maresca understands what is needed at this club. And I think this is going to be a good sign for the future to come. Now, obviously, preseason, we saw how last year went for us. We thought we were going to dominate the league, and that did not happen. But still, I think this is going to be a good sign to see exactly what Maresca is trying to incorporate with these players, understand his philosophy, understand which players are probably going to utilize the most here, and hopefully see Chelsea do very, very well this season. And I'm probably biased here, but I do feel like they're going to have a very good season. I think the players we already have at a core are solid players. We bring one or two more people into this, but also the manager itself, I think, can get a really good core with this philosophy, with these players, and really push Chelsea up to the top. I'm not going to sure if they're going to compete for the league itself, but I think they at least can finish for the Champions League spots. I think top four is reasonable with the amount of money we spend, the manager that we have, the players that we have. Again, there is a perfect storm that's building with Chelsea, and I understand with the new owners the last couple of seasons has not gone in the right direction. But I think once we start getting some of these other players into the right area, along with the right manager, which I think we do have currently, we can definitely do a lot of damage this season. So if you enjoyed this video, I greatly appreciate it. Hit the like button, subscribe down below. It means a lot to me. I will see you in our next video.